So let's array list, linked list, and vector also we had seen, right? Let's see a different case of the similar things. I'll just give the example for only for the array list, okay? But later you can do the practice with the other linked list and vector. So far we had seen the array list, linked list, vector with either integer or string or boolean, like that, right? But this is not the thing that you see in the real time usually. Very rarely or you don't even see this kind of things. But in real time, what you see is we'll see the user defined types. I'll create a person class. A person can have what attributes? String, first name, string, last name, int, age, string, email ID, right? String, date of birth. Likewise, we can have any number of fields. Okay, let's create. As soon as you create a Pozo class like this, what do you need to do? You need to create the setters and getters. You need to create the setters and getters, right? Again, right click, generate equals and hash code. Again, click, generate toString method, right? So now we have the class person. I'll create a new class K JJKL, or I'll say person manager. SVM, SVM, person P1 equal to new person. Okay, P1 dot set first name, Naga P1 dot set last name, Teja P1 dot set age 25, P1 dot set date of birth some 10/09 and P1 dot set email ID teja@gmail.com. Similarly, we create another person object. This is going to be a P2. Here, Rado, Yado, 30, there around 1990. Create another person object, and this is going to be a P3, 3, P, P3. Time, month, Kumar, 96, there are around 96. I'll put random values, sumant@gmail.com. Now, you see array list person list array list dot add of p1 list dot add of p2 list dot add of sort of list. So we have created a POSO class person with the attributes or the fields first name, last name, age, date of birth, and email ID. We have created three different persons. Now we are creating a list of type person. So this list accepts only the person objects of person class. Only the objects of the person class. If you try to add a number, right? Number 100, no, it won't work because this list is restricted to accept only the objects of the person's class. This is how mostly in real time you will see the list. Mostly the this is how you will see. You will have some persons, accounts, right? All such things. We have got three persons here, right? This is first person, this is second person, and this is the third person, right? If you want to run the loop on this, you can do the iteration. See, automatically it is coming person object, right? S out of person. This time I just comment this out. This time each person in the next line, right? If you want to print only the first names, do this way. Last name, EOB, get EOB, mail ID, get email ID. What else? Age, right? Get age. You can put pause so that you can see that better. Okay. Here guys, first name, last name, date of birth, email ID, age, and then stars, and again the next object P2, and again the next object P3. Likewise, if you have 1,000 objects like this, you can do this way. If you have 1 million objects, you can do this way. Right? Usually in real time, this is how you will see. You will not see integer or string. At least string you might see sometimes, but very rarest of the rare cases you will see integers here. Otherwise, you will see all the user defined data types here like person, employee, account, bank account, securities, right? So whatever it can be, the real time data, right? Cool. So let's go to the hash set, right? It's all about. You can do the similar examples with the linked list and vector also. Okay. Now let's go to the set. So in the set, the first one is the hash set. KL SVM set. Here also in the diamond operator, if you specify it, you will be able to add only that particular object. So you need to add the import set equal to new hash set. Set dot add 100 set dot add of 200. If you see, even inside the set also, you will see more or less the same methods that are there in the list. More or less, it's almost the same methods. I don't see any difference though. But there is a minor difference the way set behaves and list behaves. So let's learn about that. Right? Set dot add of 300. Set add of 800. Set I want to do this. I want to use this also here. List dot add of out of list. Hundred, 300, 500, 100. I think it's the same values we are trying to add, right? Set is plus set. Let's run the program and then see the difference. All right, in the list we are adding 100, 200, 300, 500 and 100. When we try to print the list, we had got the same 100, 200, 300, 500 and 100. Now in the set, we are adding 100, 200, 300, 500 and 100. It's the same numbers, right? But when we try to print the set, we had got 100, 500, 200, 300, right? So what is the difference you see here? Set will not allow the duplicates. That is the only difference. 100 is the number which we are trying to add for the second time. So that is a duplicate number, right? So if the value is already existing inside the set, then this will not add. All other values will be present, right? The another difference is list maintains the insertion order. If you see in the list, if you see the order 100, 200, 300, 500 and 100, the output also you are getting in the same order, the way in which order we have inserted. But here in the set, you are not getting the same order because set doesn't maintain the insertion order. Insertion is nothing but adding, right? When we do add, that is a insertion, right? These are the two key differences between List and set. Everything else is same. Everything else is same. Set does not accept the duplicates, and insertion order will not be maintained. Insertion order will not be maintained. If I try to run the program, let's see. Every time it is going to be the same thing. Right? These are the two major and key differences between list and set. Set doesn't indicate value. We should not say accept, instead we should say doesn't store. It accepts, but it will replace. Internally it will replace. Right? It doesn't store duplicate values. When we say doesn't accept, it gives a different meaning, saying that we should get the exception or error. But no, we are not getting any exception or error here. It will just internally it will replace the existing value, and doesn't maintain insertion order. Let's go back. You can see inside the, when you hold control and then click on this add method, right, you can go to the add method of the set, right. You can see all the behavior here. Adds a specified element to this set if it is not already present. More formally, adds a specified element to the set if the set contains no element, such that, right, so when there is no element, then only it will add. If the set already contains the element, the call leaves the set unchanged and returns false, right. This is the major and key difference between list and set. It is very simple, guys. Whenever you are asked to create a list without duplicates, then you should create a set. You should create a set, right. Now let's say, for example, I had got a list and the requirement is to remove the duplicates, right. So this list is already having the duplicate elements, right. If you want, I'll add few more list dot add of 300, right. Or add of, so if somebody asks me to create the or remove the duplicates from the list, what I can do is set integer set equal set one equal to new hash set of list of the list, right. Now a sort of set one. Now set one will be the unique values that comes from the list. See, 100, 500, 200, 300. These are the only unique values. So 100 is replaced, 200 is, I think, twice. That is also once is coming, 500 is once, and 300 is once. Likewise, you can try all the other methods that we had seen in the list. Add all, stream, forget about it. We'll see it later. Add all, contains all the same methods. With all the same methods. You can use all the same methods. The for each, everything is same. Only the difference is these are the 2 points. Doesn't store the duplicate values and doesn't maintain the insertion order. Okay. Even the sorting, everything you can do it. Now let's go to the different type of set, that is linked hash set. Right. LM. Yes, M. Right. So Hash set we have seen. Let's see the linked hash set. Hash set of and the status linked set equal to new linked hash set set or add of 100 set or add of 100 set add of 100 add of 200 linked set dot add of 400. Let's try to add some duplicates of linked set dot add of in 100, 500, 300, 200 and 400, right? So whatever we have inserted, right? 100, 500, 300, 200, 400, and then 100 is a duplicate element that is not added, and 200 is again the duplicate element that is not added. What is the difference that you noticed from the set and linked hash set here? If you noticed, in the set, the insertion order was not maintained, right? The insertion order was not maintained. But in the linked hash set, whatever the order you insert, you will get the same order in the output also. Whatever the order that you inserted, the same order will be coming in the output. So here I should say hash set. Actually, this doesn't store the duplicate values, applies for all the classes that comes under set. In addition to that, there is a linked hash set. This should be a linked hash set. Doesn't store the duplicate values, but maintains the insertion order. But maintains the insertion order. In fact, this is also another important question. Difference between hash set versus linked hash set. So when you tell these 2 points, it will be satisfied. That is the difference between hash set and linked hash set. Now let's see the tree set. Again, all the methods inside the linked hash set are same. You can just go and then put dot. You can see all the methods. All are same. But the only difference is it doesn't maintain the insertion order. M N EFVM reset. Reset of integer. Set reset equal to new reset. Reset dot add of 300. Reset dot add of 400. Reset dot add of 200. Reset dot add of 100. Reset dot add of 500. Reset dot add of 300 again, the duplicate element. Reset dot add of 600. To print the Run the program and then see the output. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. What is the order that we inserted? 300, 400, 200, 100, 500. We just inserted in some random order. But in the output, if you see, you can clearly see all the numbers are sorted from small number to the biggest number. That is in the natural ascending order. Right? So this is the main difference between the tree set. Tree set maintains the sorting order. By default, tree set is sorting sequence by default. So all the objects or the elements that you add inside the tree set, all of them will be sorted by default. Anyway, set the major difference for set is doesn't allow the duplicate values. So these duplicate values will not be allowed either for hash set, linked hash set, or tree set. But there is a difference in the other point, that is hash set doesn't maintain the insertion order, linked hash set maintains the insertion order, but the tree set it gives the sorting sequence by default. We don't have to sort separately. In case of hash set and linked hash set, you need to call the sort method again, collections, right? This is a linked hash set, right? Collections dot sort of linked set. Then this will be sorted. Then it will be sorted, right? Otherwise, when you have the linked hash set or hash set, you can directly convert them to the tree set. Tree set set equal to new tree set of linked hash set. That's it. So all the elements will be sorted that are there in the linked hash set. Similarly, you can do the same thing in the hash set also. Tree set. Either you convert it to the equal to new tree set of set. Just this is the way you are just converting the asset to tree set. Clear? Any doubts, guys, so far? Versus tree set. This is the actual question. Difference between hash set, linked hash set, and tree set, and you need to specify these 3 points. Then they will be impressed. Okay. Cool. Let's move to map. We'll move to map, not queue. I'll tell you later why we don't go to queue. Guys, everything clear with the list and set? SPM. Map string comma string. New hash map. Map dot. Here the methods are slightly different compared to list and set. Right? Here you don't see the add method. You don't see the add method. Instead you see the put method. Right? Here you need to add two values, 100 comma 200. 100 comma 200. So just like list or set, you just can't add only one value here. So this is not valid. So in the map, it is always a pair. You always need to pass a pair. Okay, 110 comma 210. So the left hand side it is called as a key. Right hand side this is called as a value. So this is a key value pair. This is a key value pair. This is the key value pair. Map dot of 200 comma 300. Map dot of 400 comma. Try to just print simply. Yes. This is the most important guys. After array list, in each and every program, you will say either the array list or hash map in real time applications. In each and every program, 100% sure, right? Either you will see the array list or hash map. So it is very, very important to understand how this works. Right? If you see here, 500 equal to 500, 400 equal to 500. This is the one object. 100 equal to 200, right? The key is 100, value is 200. This is the another object. Next 200 equal to 300. This is the third object. Then 110 equal to 210. This is the fourth object, right? So this is one object. This is the second object. This is the third object, and this is the fourth object, right? Now if you want to iterate, right, we had seen list, how to iterate the list, set and tree set and all we did not see, but it is exactly the same way that we did for the list, but map is different, right? Map is different. Just put iter again similarly, but here you see map dot key set values or entry set. Okay, key set values or entry set. For example, let's do the key set. Since we did not specify anything in the diamond operator here, everything will be object. 100 is a object, 200 is a object. If you want, let's add some more objects here. ABC, comma, digit. Map dot, and we'll add some 2, comma, 10.06. We're adding boolean and a double value also. So we are doing the iterator on the key set, right? I try to print O, right? So this is the O, right? So what is the expected output now? Yes, out of rating set. We have got 400, right? See here, ABC 100, 200, 110, and true. All these are the keys. For this object, 100 is the key. For this object, 110 is the key. For this object, 200 is the key. For this object, 400 is the key. For this object, ABC is the key. And for this object, true is the key. Right? Here we are doing the map dot key set. That is the reason we are getting only keys here. Only keys here. Similarly, you can do only for values. Here, see, here it is asking, it is giving the three options: key set or values or entry set. Let's look at the values, right? Object value. Yes, out of, let's say value. Now values. Run it the second way. The second thing, you will get only the values that are 200, 210, 310, right? So first it is iterating key set we had seen, and now iterating values. 500, XYZ, 200, right? 300, 210, and then 10.06, right? Now there is a third thing that we were seeing, right? Iterating both entry set, entry set. Okay? Iterating out of O dot O dot map dot entry set. Slightly different. This is wrong. So we should get the entry set map dot entry set. Control Alt B. This will give the set of entry set. Now we do the iteration on the entry set. O dot. Okay. Here in this example, this will not work. Entry set. We will see in the next example. Okay. I will just copy paste exactly the same thing. P. Now I am adding the diamond operators like integer, comma, integer. That means both the key and value should be of type integers. First four are there are no errors, but the fifth and sixth one is giving errors because it is supposed to add only the integers, but here we are adding the strings and some other data types here, boolean and double. So these two are not allowed. Map dot put of 300 comma 700. I am just adding another one. All others are same. What I wanted to get. Since I just added the types in the diamond operator, I was getting this one map dot entry of integer integer. So each one is a this is an entry. This is a key value pair which is also called as an entry. This is another entry. This is another entry. This is another entry. This is another entry. Okay. Yes, out of key is plus here. This is the object, right? The object that is being iterated. That dot get key. Similarly, a sort of value is plus integer integer entry dot get value. Sort of I just put some stars. See here. First we are iterating only the keys and then we are iterating only the values. Now we are iterating both key and value. For 400, right? When the key is 400 and its corresponding value is 500, right? When the key is 100, the corresponding value is 200. When the key is 500 and its corresponding value is 700. Then the key is 200 and its corresponding value is 300, right? 200 and 300. Where is that? Yeah, here. And the key is 110 and its corresponding value is 210. This is most important, guys. This is most important. In real time, you will see this one where you do the iteration on the map. First, you get the entry set, right? So that entry set will have both key value pairs, and on that, we'll do the iteration. Now, let's say, for example, if I change this to, or I'll write a separate program, MNOPQ. Right, say string. Right. If you see here, I just added change it to integer comma string. That means key should be always integer and value should always be string. If you don't specify anything in the first example, just like the first example, you can add any types. But when you specify like this, the first one refers to the key, second one refers to the value. So key should be integer here. So all the keys are integer, so it is accepting. But the value should be string. But all the values are integers here. That is the reason it is not accepting. And say 200. Right? Here 210. Again 200. 500. You can add any strings, but I'm just adding this way. 700. See, here also this is also showing the error because the entry set that we are getting from the map is what of type integer and string, but here it was integer, so we should change this also to string. So now everything is fixed. See here, you will see something like this. Now we had got a person class, right? Usually in real time you will see something like this. Integer comma person map map one dot one comma p. There is that p person manager, right? Yeah, here we have map one dot put of two comma p2.
Raghu, can you go slowly, please? It's too fast. I think.
Okay, p comma p2. So from where you are feeling the fast or you are not able to follow? Is it clear with the list and set?
Yeah.
Only in the map you started finding bit difficulty.
Yes, I think.
Okay. So what was the previous program in the map? That is P, right? It is not. I think even before P we have which and O. It is O. This is the first one. I'm just repeating it, right? So first I had created a plain map without the diamond operator where I don't specify any data types here. So that is the reason I could add any types of elements here. I could add both the key value. Basically, map itself is a key value pair of data structure. If you see list and set, right, one element is adding only one value. But in the map, the format is it is a key value pair. you need to add two values. One is called key and other one is the value. Left side is always the key, right side is always the value. Okay, so since this map, I did not specify any data types in the diamond operator here. I could add the data of both the key and values of different types. I could add integer numbers as the key and integer number as the value, and I could add string as the key, string as the value, and mixed, right, where key is a boolean type and value is some double type, right. Now we had seen how the iteration, the iterator, the for each loop works for list and set, right? You just write iter and then you will get it, the list here, then you specify, right? But here the map is a different data structure. When I say different, it is a key value pair. So it has keys, it has values, right? If you want to iterate only on the keys, here you can specify map.keyset. If you want to iterate only on the values, you can specify map.values. Okay. Is it clear until now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go to the next program where I had specified the types of the types for the key and value. This means here when I specify integer in the diamond operator as the first one, that is the left side one. That means all the keys should be integer. All the keys should be integer data type. You cannot add any other data type or as a map dot of abc comma 300, which is not accepted because we had restricted our map to have all the keys as integer and all the values as integer, but here we are violating that restriction, so this is not acceptable. So here also you should have some number only, right? Clear so far? Whatever the data type you specify, you should add only that data type, only that data type, right? Again the key set is same that we had already seen, right? Where that means if you want to iterate only on the keys, you can use the key set. If you want to iterate only on the values, you can use the values. Or if you want to iterate on both key and value, right? Here this is a entry, this is an entry, this is an entry, this is an entry. Only this is the key, this is the value. The combination of both key and value is the entry set. Each object is a key and value pair. That pair is called as a entry, right? All these set of entries is called as entry set. Map dot entry set. This is the another inbuilt method only. Entry set here. See, entry set. Entry set. Here, maybe by looking at this, you might be getting some confusion here, right? This is just like this one, map dot values, map dot entry set. Here, values are of what? Integer type or object, right? Object is a supermost, right? That is the reason you are getting object here. But here, entry is a again the combination of key value. Entry is again the combination of key value. If you see here, map dot entry of integer comma integer. Whatever you put inside this here, you will get the same thing. Okay. Over the period of time, here it might be slightly confusing, but don't worry. Over the period of time, you will get it. Don't worry. Okay, entry set. Then when I do the iteration on the entry set, so each time I will have both key and values, right? So this is the entry, right? Entry dot key and same entry dot value. Clear? Any doubts?
Clear.
Okay, now I'll go to the next one, right? In the class q, again it is the same thing, but this time I had made key as the integer, value as a string. So this is pretty straightforward and simple, whatever we had seen, but only the data type is slightly different. Now what I am doing is, we had already created a person class, right, earlier. For the same person class, I am creating the objects here P1, P2, P3 in this class. Okay. This time I am creating a map where key is of type integer and value is of type person. Key is of type integer and value is of type person. That is the reason for key I added the numbers 1, 2, 3. For the value I added P1, P2, P3 which I already created and then added the specific fields first name, last name, age, date of birth, email ID for three different persons P1, P2, P3. Clear? Now if I want to do the iteration on both entry set, usually entry set. Using key set and only values is very rarely we use in real time, but entry set is the most commonly used. So key set, sorry, entry set, right? If you see here, now this entry is of type what? Integer and person, because we are getting the entry set from which map 1. Map 1 is what? Map 1 is this one, right? So map 1 is defined with key as integer, value as person. So entry also will be key as integer, value as person. You don't have to manually write all these things, right? I did not write these things, right? You just need to understand. I just typed IT here and then enter. You just need to understand what exactly you are going to do. If you select entry set, automatically it is changing here. You just need to confirm that is what whether you want it or not. That's it, right? Now, yes, out of uh, name plus integer person entry dot get value dot get first name. Last name get last age get age. Mail date. What else? I think date of birth, right? But get date of here I will add the key is the key plus integer entry dot get stars. Don't get confused because I'm writing a lot of code, right? Just like previous program here, get key and get value, here both are integer and string, so we were getting the get value, right? But here value is what? Person. Within the person what do we have? First name, last name, age, email, date of birth. That is the reason first get value gives the person object, right? And within that person object we have the first name. Get value gives the person object, get last name gives the last name, right? See, it has nicely printed, right? Map 1 put 1 comma p1. He is 1, first name is Naga, last name is Teja, age, right? All the p1 details. Then key is 2, and what is the object that we added for the key 2? That is p2. So all the person to data. Next, when the key is 3, what is the object we added? That is p3, right? Likewise. In real time, you need to remember this. This is the sometimes both here also it will be integer, here also this will be person, person and person, or here something like account comma person or account comma employee, something else, right? So in real time you will see most often this kind of example. Most often you will see this kind of example. Any doubts, guys? I'll stop it here. We'll continue tomorrow. Let me know if you have any doubts. Please do the practice. There is no program without array list and hash map, at least in real time. Each and every class, each and every program will have one of these. Cool. If no questions, we'll continue tomorrow. I'll stop it here.